this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for Wednesday the 30th. And today, the Sun and Mercury are going to align today, and that's going to happen around 7:30 a.m. Is it playing? So I like to take a snapshot of all of the different planetary positions at that moment when the energy shifts, so that we can know how we're going to be progressing forward in our day when energy is at an all-time buzz high or a buzz low, right? So today when this happens, balanced energy is going to be aspected in our ascendant, which is our rising sign. And it's going to be quincunxing Neptune and Pisces. Also, Neptune and Pisces is going to be quincunxing the actual event that happens today when the Sun and Mercury both go into 7 degrees today when they align. So Neptune is going to be playing a big, big role in our day, right? It's really challenging our perspective. Now, I look at Neptune as the planet of hope. I think that's what it represents to me. Hope and just the delusion that there's something different than where we're at right now. Something that we can conjure from nothing, and we can make it manifest. And right now that's in retrograde, so conjuring fantasy is very difficult for us. And so we're living in a very reality-based environment, which can be very difficult to find the silver lining in certain experiences. So, unfortunately, what this means is today we're going to have a beautiful trine happening in some earth energy. And this trine is lovely because it's going to be asking us to evaluate our perspectives on where we're monetarily at, right? How we emotionally feel how we emotionally feel about where we're at. And I think this is going to be on a very, very superficial level. And it's also going to be on a perspective of where we want to end up being, or how we end up in the long run, like what we end up with, how we move forward and create a stable outcome. It's all very earth energy. So we have this air energy, right? Quincunxing water energy, and then we have earth energy in full trine today. So we have a lot to make sense of today. And today, I think what is blocking some of our energy and taking away some of our victorious mindsets, like how progressive we've come. I think when we take a look at all of that, I think we may take advantage of just some of the hard work that we've been doing, because we've been really making some powerful changes, and we really have been moving forward. But I think sometimes we take for granted just how far we've come, and that's trining energy, taking for granted progressive energy, or how far or how hard we've been working, or where we're currently at. We can take a look, and we aren't in a state of gratitude of where we're at and what we have, and monetarily where we see ourselves, at this present day. Like, I don't think we're too proud of where we're at today. That's what I'm trying to say. Roundabout, really long way. So, I think we're going to be very sensitive about that. And again, because Mercury is in retrograde, I think we're just looking back and we're idealizing our past and we're idealizing where we were. I think right now we're just feeling very overwhelmed and very burdened by everything. And I really believe that for some of you, if something happened around the lunar eclipse, I think you're really tying a lot more into that experience than I think is truly what happened. Like, It's an accumulative energy. It's an ending of a mindset, of a limiting emotional situation. It, it doesn't have to define anything moving forward. It just removes some places where we're emotionally blocked, and that's okay. I think we understand that change is coming, but I think knowing how to make those changes can be kind of scary. I think most of us feel like we've been through a battle. We feel like we've experienced something that's knocked our balance off kilter. And, our hope is kind of at the point where we may be questioning it, or even to the fact that it could be feeling like it's a dwindling type situation. But I don't want you to get caught up in that, because, guys, we have the world in our hands. Like we have the ability to change our environment, to change our circumstances anytime that we want. Honest to God, we can change our job, we can change our partners, we can change our friends, we can change where we live, we can move, we can do all kinds of things. And I think for some of us, we tend to feel stuck. So looking back makes us feel stuck, right? But moving forward is very challenging and almost very overwhelming. So today, if I were to give you advice about how to really feel like you have the world at your fingertips and that you really have made progress, very powerful progress, what I would say is to really be thankful and live in a state of gratitude for what you have today. And even though I know that emotionally this can be a very turbulent time, you can be very, very sensitive in this energy. This is high energy stuff. I mean, when you have such a sweet moon like this, and it's really elevating all of our senses, right? And we are thinking about really all aspects of our foundation, all aspects. It can make us so overwhelmed that I don't think we want to do anything about it. It's like we're indecisive. We don't know how to move forward. It's like we don't feel like we have our goals are not firm, so we don't want to move forward. So we're at the point where we're looking backward, right? We're looking back at things, and there's a lot to think about. That's really good to do with Taurian energy when you want your moon. If you're looking at your emotional barometer as to point you to a direction, I can't say that it's too terrible that we're looking back. I think looking back at the past is a tool, right? But it should not be where we get stuck, and it should not be where it limits our production level. Moving forward, progressive energy, goals. And, starting to restructure our foundation. It shouldn't be about that, right? I think we're just going to be very sensitive. And we're looking for somebody to understand how difficult this time frame is. And I think for some of us, I honestly believe that we kind of feel like we're going it alone. Even though we may have people in our life, I think some of us may feel like this transformation is so deeply personal that people may not understand deeply what you're feeling. Taurus energy, Taurus moon energy really makes us very hypersensitive to our environment, because we are connected to all of our five senses. So not only do we have the barometer going off in our emotions, right? It is actually going off in all of our senses when we have a Taurus moon. So we're intuitively, all of our barometers are going off at once, and that's a lot to process. Definitely still think this has a lot to do with the lunar experience. Or, and this lunar experience could just be that you had an awakening on an emotional level, that you want an ending to something, that you feel like, you deserve a certain new outcome, right? Emotionally, you deserve to be full and not empty anymore. So depending on where this lunar experience is for some of you, or was for some of you, I think it's about balancing out everything and looking at it, you know, we can make decisions. We can take as long as we want to make a decision. We don't got to be going off half-cocked and making it an Aries-based decision, right? It's not where positive energy lies, and that's not where the highest levels of energy lies anyway. So take your time today. Really absorb what happens. Let it process in. Let this energy trine you out. Just, wow, we're looking at everything at every aspect of our foundation. We're looking at where we are monetarily in our long-term goals. We're looking at how we emotionally feel valued, and do we feel stable, right? Do we feel like those around us, that we're emotionally being fed stability? And we're also looking at our routines, our work routines, our health routines, our mental well-being routines, and we're seeing if all of these things are in balance, and that's a lot to process. So I think today, just allow yourself a day of introspection and really take a look and use your emotional barometer to see where you feel maybe you are not connecting with what you value deeply on an emotional level. Whew, big day, huh? Big energy stuff. It's okay. It's just a day. Days come and they go. And then we're on to a new energy source stimulating us and asking us new questions. So it's just a day. Love you guys. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.